I have a story.
I can't wait for this.
I have a story to tell. It is currently doing some sort of a wintry terribleness up here in the Northeast, right? And it was pretty much rain on the way home, just rain, which isn't a problem. But it does give me quite a bit of traffic to deal with. So on the way home from work today, Waze was kind of rerouting me all over the place, which it's prone to do in these types of situations. I'm kind of used to that, right? So it drops me off the highway and sends me out on the back roads. And all of a sudden the back roads start getting like really backed up. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This doesn't seem normal. I don't know if like it was like a school getting out and like all the parents were just lining up to pick up their kids or what, but it took me like 20 minutes to get through an intersection that should have taken 20 seconds. And then I finally get through it, and all of a sudden I get a tire pressure warning in my car. And that's never a good thing.
No, it's not.
So like I'm like opening the windows, listening for the, that familiar flap flap of a flat tire. And I don't hear it. So I'm still off the highway at this point. I'm still in back roads. I pull off to the side and find a nice quiet like side street to go on. And I'm out of the car. I'm like kicking all my tires. I'm walking around, pushing on with my thumb, and
son of a bitch.
Yeah,
fucking stupid shit.
But nothing seems flat. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like double checking, triple checking. I'm like, well, maybe the sensor just got tripped for some reason, or maybe it's a slow leak. But
temperature.
I was thinking temperature could be an issue. But I'm like 35 miles from home at this point, right? I got a ways to go. So I jump back in the car and I get on the highway, and no sooner am I on the highway than I see a gas station. I'm like, oh, cool. Let me pull off here. Let me air up my tires just in case. It'll be fine. So I pull up to the thing, and there's a woman that's already at it, and she's trying to figure out how to use this damn machine. And she can't figure it out for the life of her. And she's got one of the attendants helping her out. And this guy, he was wonderful. He went and aired up all 4 of her tires for her. But it took like 25 minutes for this to get done. I finally pull up. I air up all my tires. And no change to the sensor. Still saying, low tire pressure. I'm like, well, it's got air in it. So YOLO. I'll just drive. I'll just drive slow. The roads are wet anyway. I really shouldn't be speeding. I'll just drive slow. I'll stay in the right lane, and if something happens, I can just pull off to the shoulder real quick, and it won't be an issue. It then took me another hour to get home.
Oh, Jesus.
I got off the highway for my exit to come to my house, and the fucking tire pressure light shuts off.
That's so typical, man.
That son of a bitch was on for 35 miles. I get
just
off
for anxiety reasons.
I was like white knuckle the entire time, dude.
I would have been too, man. However, I've been in that situation many times before with my old car and even my brand new one. Yeah. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And a lot of times it's just, a temperature drop or a temperature rising kind of situation. And it usually goes away, but sometimes it does take some time. Like you have to turn the car on and off. Sometimes it's very finicky.
Yeah. I mean, if it was just a temperature thing, like that's fine. Like I don't have a problem with that. But when I do not work close to home. So the idea of getting a flat tire and having to change it on I-95 is a very real fear. And that was almost realized tonight. And the fact that it's almost like I almost wish it did happen, because then like I would have known what was causing the sensor to trip. It wouldn't have been a problem. I would have put the spare tire on and been on my way. Problem solved. No, nothing. No such luck.
Just anxiety the whole way home.
Just anxiety the entire ride home. So
plus
traffic, which was bumper to bumper. And, like I just wanted to do like a sweet 55 to 60 miles per hour, nice and easy, and I couldn't even do that. Like I had people in front of me doing 40 when there were no cars in front of them. And then there would be a pile up of cars and everybody would be doing like 75. So what the man. Anyway.
Sounds like Connecticut, man.
It does. That was my evening. That was my evening.
I wish that we could make you remote somehow, man.
I wish so too.
I know it's not possible based on what you do, but man, that would be great if you could.
It would be wonderful. It really would, and like, there's a lot of fears with COVID and everything, right now, especially in our business because, we are essential workers and, there's been a couple of close calls in our building, but thankfully nothing too serious.